boys, let me give you a quick refresher on the whole Gamergate thing because it happened quite a bit ago. Now, apparently, this lady right here is Zoe Quinn. She's a video game developer who allegedly slept with a games journalist in order to get a higher score on her game. When the media took hold of this, well, the meat grifters got a grift, and we ended up with a ton of different individuals, personalities popping up saying how, games is for women and all this other fun stuff, using very skewed data to say how, women are really into console games, and when in reality, what they were doing was was using things like Candy Crush and like mobile games. Like, because women were playing mobile games readily available there, Kitchen Mama on her phone, well, that's the same thing as playing AAA console games, right? And thusly, Gamergate was born. And it spread throughout the industry. And not just the video game industry, but media in general. When you look at how easily, let's say, that pandemic went down, a lot of that has to do with the renewed focus on getting women in these positions of power to, make, to quote unquote lead, right? So here we are now. All this, hold up, not there yet. All this time later, and we're here at Sweet Baby. Now, gentlemen, as you know, I told you a while ago, do not buy a PlayStation 5. I didn't tell you to do it, but I've been hinting at it. I told you I don't have one because this is a lost generation of gaming, my boys. Because feminist frequency and the seeds from that fruit, honestly, Sweet Baby here, who were mentioned in the video where I said do not buy Wolverine, Insomniac's Wolverine. Yeah, Sweet Baby here. They have had their hands in quite a few games. And so what's happened is that on Steam, which is a video game platform, I'm not on at all. Like, I'm a console gamer. I'm not a PC gamer. I've considered going to PC. You guys know that. But I'm just not in a position right now. But either ways, once I do get to PC, I will be picking up a Steam account. I actually signed up for my Steam account, but on Steam, there's a curator list, which you're looking at, called Sweet Baby Ink Detected, because that feminism, that ideology has crept its way all throughout, once again, not just video games, but the entertainment and media industries, regardless, from news media to like the entire plane of our entertainment, the entire plane of our culture, of our society right now. And I've mentioned this during my coping with the 2020 election that, hey, feminist overlords, right? And that's exactly where we find ourselves. So when you hear about Gamergate 2, this really was the spark of it, because due to Sweet Baby Ink Detected, the individual who made it has, like, one of the employees at Sweet Baby Ink decided that they wanted to have this person's Steam account taken down, and it's really been a gigantic snowball from here or there. But guess what, guys? You can get all this information all over the internet. All right. I mean, this has been one of the biggest topics for the past couple of weeks. So how am I going to differentiate myself from the rest of the pack? You may be asking yourself, well, my brother, you are about to get your answer. All right. And I want to use, hold on. Oh, press pause. Okay. And I want to use Saints Row as an example of what's changed in gaming over the last decade or so. What's really accelerated over the last decade, but was, saying that they had to wait until gaming was at a peak when it became the largest entertainment industry in the world, that's when they decided to strike. And this is what we've been living with. But there was a time not so long ago where the same white people that these ideologues who've taken over the industry complain about were truly, truly just a whole bunch of awesome dudes that just wanted to make good games. Check this out.
70,000. The streets are clean and the neighbors friendly. In a cozy corner of this modest community, you'll find Volition Studios, a small but distinguished collective of like-minded video game developers. It is from this unlikely locale that our story unfolds. A tale of brutality and vengeance, full of larceny, fraud, pimpin', and murder. The usual suspects are the 3rd Street Saints, and their M.O. is terror. These wanton criminals, perhaps unloved as children, have turned to violence in their quest for respect and a boatload of bling. Join us now.
All right, pause right quick. I mean, as you can see, it's all about what? What is it about? It's about the game.
As we take a walk on the wild side of next-gen gaming, as THQ and Volition Studios present Saints Row.
We didn't want to just have it be like a gang.
Steve, I don't mean to be a jerk, but you kind of remind me of Shaggy. And that's awesome, actually. Like, Steve right here, I'm going to let him explain himself. But I want you guys to pay attention to what these guys say and what their focus is on.
Right, it's not like this is a slice of life when you're in a gang. The clothes are better, the cars are shiny, they have big rims, the girls are all pretty and they don't have STDs. It's really heightened and really kind of over the top.
We did a lot of research in terms of the urban side of the game and the authenticity. We also hired consultants, people who are well-known personalities in the hip-hop world, for example, both on the music side, but also the clothing side, and also people who had been in games to advise us on what people wear, how they talked.
All right, sorry, Chris, the consultants that they would bring in, right? There were people who, because they accepted the fact that, and I think that we all, as human beings, need to accept the fact that at our cores, we're boring. All right? We are boring. But the beautiful thing about gaming is that you can go anywhere. You can be a part of a gang. You can immerse yourself. And the thing about all these straight, I'm assuming straight, but at least white guys, right, is that what they're doing is they are recognizing, hey, this isn't about me. This is about the player. This is about the game. This is about the experience that we're giving people. That's where the focus used to be. Your enjoyment as a player. And yet, I got people downvoting the Wolverine video. And it don't matter to me, but it do kind of matter to me. Because, once again, my message is, and has always been, you don't take these levels of disrespect.
We went with like a Detroit, Chicago style, industrial, older, has seen better days type city. It really, we tried to get a lot of variety in, and the neighborhoods feel very, very different. You know when you've gone from one to the others, from very rundown areas like Sunnyvale Gardens, which is basically like a projects district, to the very glass and steel towers of the downtown areas.
Somebody broke your leg down. We wanted to make a game that is about you primarily. So you have a very extensive.
And that's one of the beautiful things about the Saints Row franchise is that it focused so much on you, the player. You know what I'm saying? And they kept that philosophy throughout the entire, at least the first, we only recognize 1 and 2 over here, but as official canon. Pissed about what happened with Dex, but either ways, you get what I'm saying? Like their whole focus, what they're all about is providing the player the best experience possible. Now, let's check out the remake.
Hey, I'm Bryce Charles, and I voice the boss in Saints Row.
I mean, would, right? I mean, we smashing, right? I mean, we getting in there, right? Yeah, boy. I mean, she, like, yo, I mean, that's not she not a bad looking chick, but sweetheart, that's all we really got for you in this. Like, yo, you're, like, why? Because for, like, it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of the video, where, sweetheart, you're not a AAA console, like, you know what I'm saying? Like gamer, like not the traditional one, not the one in which things should be catered to. But here we are, all these years later.
Why am I standing out here in the desert? It's because Saints Row is all new. Yep. With a brand new location in the American Southwest, with all new characters to discover. Join me and the Volition team as we take you on a tour of a whole new world for the Saints. Welcome to Santo Leso.
I really hope y'all saw that where it said at the bottom, yeah, this is not actual gameplay footage. This is like, you know, a product. Hilarious. No, that's not footage. I know this is boring, guys,
but Saints Row franchise has existed and done so many amazing things.
Where do you go from there? It's kind of hard to figure out.
See, the other two guys were kind of like, wait a second, hold on. Hold on right quick.
Actually, we looked at all the things.
Where do you go from?
Okay, Jimbo, I was about to say, that's not the same guy, is it? No, I'm like to say that is not the same guy. No. Like, but because like that energy, everything else is different. But you know, round face, white guy, like, hey, my black people look alike too. This is no offense. It's just a true fact in this one. But yeah, Jim Boone, by all means, tell us.
It's kind of hard to figure out.
Naturally, we looked at all the things that we've done in the past. But the more we did that, the more we started to discover we're actually blocking ourselves from the mass.
Okay, I'm bored, and you guys aren't even talking about the game. Everything you saw about the game, the gameplay footage that you saw was what's the name? Yep, let's just go back on over here. Here we go. The gameplay footage that you saw was just, you know, like that was pre-rendered, not even fit for for consumption. But yeah, like that's the mindset. This is the mindset.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
I have a team of 21 right now for Validate. It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games. But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me. And I'm not saying that white people in the industry.
Honestly, once again, I'm just so bored. I'm sorry for boring y'all. Like the Saints Row stuff was so cool and so awesome that everything else that come like these new people, you're boring. Golly, Az was so right. These people are so boring because all they do, like, they're not interested. They're interested in themselves. They're not interested in you, in giving you a great experience or anything else like that. They're telling their stories, and it's the trashiest shit ever. But it's exactly the hole we find ourselves in, fellas. Because, like I said, since the election, feminism, the feminine has overtaken us. And it gotta go. And it's not profitable. And that, at the end of the day, we're a capitalist a country, and when this shit continues to lose money, we'll slowly get back to where we need to be. I believe in us, boys. I genuinely do. So, with that being said, all the internet stuff. I'm not, ugh, golly, like, look, you see, right? You see, right? She crazy as hell, man. And she the one working on Black Panther, if memory serves me correctly. I could be wrong on this, but either ways, I said I wanted to give my two cents with using Saints Row as a bit of a, as a example of exactly the difference between who used to make our games and who's making these games, because I ain't buying this shit, your games, now. But you may feel differently, and that's what my comment section's for. Till the next one.